Manufacturers have been told that there'll be collateral damage as the economy adjusts to the mining boom. Reserve Bank Assistant Governor Philip Lowe says the resources windfall is boosting investment and jobs, but it means other sectors will have to slow down in the interests of sustainable growth. It was hardly the reality the audience of manufacturers wanted to hear about. Philip Lasker reports.
As the federal government handed out $10 million to help resurrect Queensland's tourism industry, battered by extreme weather and an extremely high currency, the Reserve Bank was addressing another hard-hit sector, manufacturers. But there was no money or sympathy here, just the RBA's view that the resources boom is and will continue creating opportunities through massive investment, rising incomes and job creation throughout the economy.
To seize those opportunities, we need to have these evolving changes in the structure of our country. And if we allow that, it's likely that we'll do very, very well. Even though at the individual firm level, some firms won't do that well.
Some of those firms not doing so well and their representatives were in the room, clearly unhappy with what they saw as the RBA's indifference.
We're losing competitiveness, and if you look at the Australian economy as a whole, we're 3 times the loss compared to the OECD average.
Others were philosophical.
I guess if you look at it on aggregate at the higher level, it's hard to argue their point, which is that the rising tide will raise all boats.
I think it was a pretty stern, severe message that shocked the manufacturers. He was basically spelling it out to them that if we're going to have a construction and a mining boom coming through, we can only afford one boom at a time, and that the rest of us had better keep quiet.
And as the RBA noted, households are keeping quiet so far, opting to save more rather than spend.
Whether or not this continues to be the case will have a significant bearing on how the economy evolves over the next year or so.
The latest numbers suggest it's continuing, with consumer confidence falling to a 9-month low this month due to talk of a carbon tax and rising petrol prices. Also soft were January home loan approvals. The combined impact of the Queensland floods and higher interest rates triggered the biggest monthly fall in a year. It won't worry a Reserve Bank that's doing what it can in the face of what it expects is a sustained resources boom.
The most important contribution the Reserve Bank can make to this task is to keep inflation low and stable so that firms can respond to the shift in relative prices without their decisions being distorted by concerns about inflation in the general level of prices.
But it was Dr. Lowe's call for economic flexibility that had the audience squirming.
The manufacturers around the room got the message pretty clear. That was code for saying, you're flexible out.
And another way of saying collateral damage.